जय जय राधा माधव जय हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम जय राधा गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ राधे राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रभु इसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि से वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र से जगन्नाथपुरी धाम देवी श्री तुलसी हरे गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। प्रायेषु भद्रेषु विष्णुं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter number 19 and verse text number 8. Tatropajagmur bhuvanam punana mahanubhava munaya sashishyaha प्रायेण तीर्थाभिगमापदेशे स्वयं हि तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्तः। तत्रोपजग्मुर्भुवनं पुनाना महानुभावा मुनयः शिष्यः प्रायेण तीर्थाभिगमापदेशे स्वयं हि तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्तः। तत्रोपजग्मुर्भुवनं पुनाना महानुभावा मुनयः शिष्यः प्रायेण तीर्थाभिगमनापदेशे स्वयं हि तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्तः। Mataji's. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Translation. At that time, all the great minds and thinkers, accompanied by their disciples and sages, who could verily sanctify a place of pilgrimage just by their presence, arrived there on a plea of making a pilgrim's journey. Purport. When Maharaj Pariksit sat down on the banks of the Ganges, the news spread in all directions of the universe, and the great-minded sages who could follow the importance of the occasion all arrived there on the plea of pilgrimage. Actually, they came to meet Maharaj Pariksit and not to take a bath of pilgrimage, because all of them were competent enough to sanctify the places of pilgrimage. Common men go to pilgrimage sites to get themselves purified of all sins. Thus, the places of pilgrimage become overburdened with the sins of others. But when such sages visit overburdened places of pilgrimage, they sanctify the places of their presence. Therefore, the sages who came to meet Maharaj Pariksit were not very much interested in getting themselves purified like common men. But on the plea of taking bath in that place, they came to meet Maharaj Pariksit because they could foresee that Srimad Bhagavatam would be spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. All of them wanted to take advantage of the great occasion. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। Very beautiful point Prabhupada mentions in the purport that when the sages he heard the news that Parikshit Maharaj is going to leave his body within the 7 days, the sages and rishis from all over the universe, they gathered on the banks of the Ganges. And they appeared on the banks of the Ganges not to take bath, but to take the association of Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. So Prabhupada writes that common men, they visit the holy places to purify themselves. Overburdened by the sins of common men, all the holy places become contaminated. And the sages and rishis who are very pure-hearted devotees of Krishna, when they visit the holy place, they sanctify the holy places. So today, I have prepared my class from the commentaries of 5 Vaishnava Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. One is Anand Vrindavan Champu from Anand Vrindavan Champu by Kavi Karnapur. Vrindavan Mahimamrita by Prabodhananda Saraswati. Govinda Lilamrit by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Brajariti Chintamani by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And also some portion of Sanatana Goswami. There are 600 million tirthas present on the earth planet. And most of the holy places are present in Bharatvarsha, the land of India. 600 millions of them. Out of this, Kurukshetra was the holy place for Satya Yuga. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of tirthas, but for Satya Yuga, the main deity or holy place was Kurukshetra. Pushkar was for Treta Yuga. And Dwapar Yuga, Pushkar, Kurukshetra, forgot Dwapar Yuga. And for Kali Yuga, Mother Ganges. So these are these 4 places for 4 dhamas for 4 yugas. And Vrindavan Dham is very special amongst all the holy places. So all these hundreds and millions of holy places, they become overburdened by the sins of common men. But Vrindavan is not like an ordinary holy place. One time Nanda Maharaj and all the Brajavasis, they decided to go to Prayag, because Prayagraj is the king of all holy places. So Nanda Maharaj had heard the glories of Prayagraj. So he decided to go to Prayagraj. The next day morning, they had planned to go. So next day morning, Nanda Maharaj, early in the morning, he went to Pavan Sarovar. It's very close by to Nanda Maharaj. It's part of Nanda Maharaj, Nandagaon. So Nanda Maharaj, he went to Pavan Sarovar to take his bath. But he saw from the distance, to the northeast corner of the Pavan Sarovar lake, there are very effulgent, beautiful personalities, male, Purush, they were taking bath. So Nanda Maharaj could see that these people are not from our village, Braj. So he went to them and started talking to them. He said, "My dear sir, where are you from? Because you are not from Braj." So all these great personalities, the leader of them was Prayagraj, the personification of the holy Dham Prayagraj. Then he started speaking to Nanda Maharaj. He said, "Oh dear Nanda Maharaj, respected Nanda Maharaj ji, we are all holy places personified, and I myself is Prayagraj. So throughout year, we become contaminated or overburdened by the sins of common men. And therefore, to get purified ourselves from all those sins, we visit your place, Nandagaon or Braj, once in a year. And simply by taking bath in this Pavan Sarovar lake, we become purified of all the sins. And again we go back to our place and start doing our services." So the Maharaj said, "Really?" And then towards the western side of the lake, he saw there were beautiful ladies taking bath. So Nanda Maharaj went to them, and then he started speaking to all the ladies. "Oh, respected ladies, where are you from?" And the one who is the leader of all those ladies, or Mother Ganga. Of course, Mother Ganga does not need any purification, but this is her Leela. Out of respect, out of love for Krishna, they come to holy place, Braj. So Ganga Mai said, "My dear Nanda Maharaj ji, same like all other holy places, we also come to Braj once in a year, and simply by taking dip, bath in the skunda, we become purified." So according to this purport, all the ordinary holy places, they become overburdened by the sins of common men. But Vrindavan Dham purifies those holy places who become contaminated by the common people's sin. So Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is very special. We cannot compare even millions of Vaikuntha planets with the Vrindavan Dham. Billions of Vaikuntha planets become pale in comparison with Vrindavan Dham. Millions of Saraswatis, even they cannot properly glorify Vrindavan Dham. Uddhavji, who is a disciple of Brihaspati, who is a guru of all the gods in the heavenly planet, is so brilliant, he is so scholarly, such a learned man. But even he, his hat of knowledge fell down in Vrindavan and he became humbled. And he desired to become a grass, insignificant plant in Vrindavan Dham. Shiva, Lord Shiva performed austerities, tapasya for many years. And what for? He performed tapasya to become a mountain in Vrindavan Dham. Brahmaji, even after becoming a mountain in Vrindavan Dham, still he couldn't understand the glories of Vrindavan and Krishna. So finally, when he became humble and fell at the lotus feet of Krishna, then he understood some portion of the Dham's glories of Vrindavan. And what to speak of other gods in the heavenly planet, they cannot understand even a one drop of the ocean of nectar of glories of Vrindavan Dham. Even Vaikuntha, all the devotees, the reciprocation between Vaikuntha devotees and Narayan, it is awe and reverence, respect. That loving reciprocation between Narayana or his devotees is perfect. It's love. But love has many levels. The relationship between Narayana and his devotees in Vaikuntha is perfect. But the problem is, because of the awe and reverence, because of the majesty, that majesty cripples the ecstasy of love. Because when there is a respect, awe and reverence and majesty, it ends, it limits the love. But in Vrindavan Dham, the love of the devotees is so high, there is no limitation. Because this majesty cripples the intimacy of love. Therefore, the relationship between the Krishna and his devotees are more perfect, especially those who are in a Sakhyaras and Vatsalyaras. Because that love which is there in Vaikuntha, now it turns into pranaya. Pranaya means attraction, affection. Intimacy of love increases. In Vaikuntha, the love stops at the first level. But in Vrindavan, that love increases in intimacy level. It's called pranaya. And Vatsalya Rasa, that pranaya lila or that intimacy turns into sneha bhava. Very innocent affection for Krishna. Like Yashoda Mai and all the gopis, Nanda Maharaj, they love Krishna in sneha bhava. But the most perfect loving reciprocation is when that sneha bhava turns into kanta bhava. Kanta bhava is the most perfect. So now how to understand this? Because even in other relationships like Dasya, Sakhya and Vatsalya, there is still some limitation. But in Kanta Bhav, the lover and the beloved, they become one. This is the real definition of oneness. There are many people, they want to merge into impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Yes, the highest form of merging into is Krishna is that Kanta Bhava. In other bhava, sneha bhava or pranaya bhava, still there is some gap, little gap between the devotees and Krishna. But in Kanta bhava, there is no restriction, there are no limitations. It's like becoming one with Krishna. That is the real definition. So therefore, the Madhurya love is a most perfect. In Vrindavan Dham, the intimacy of Krishna with his devotees is so high. Even after seeing that Krishna is lifting the Govardhan hill, he is killing all these demons, but still his friends, they challenge him for fighting or for wrestling. Yashoda Mai, every day she is seeing, she is watching that Krishna is doing such a Herculean task. He is lifting the Govardhan hill. And in front of her, there are so many demons which are killed by Krishna. Still, she is constantly, she is in anxiety. She is always worried about Krishna's safety. Now, who can understand this? In Vaikuntha, the love of the Vaikuntha Vasis for Krishna or for Narayana is perfect. But the Vaikuntha Vasis can never imagine that my Narayana is in danger and he needs some protection. By constitution, they cannot even imagine this. It's by default, they will never understand this. But in Vrindavan, although the Brajavasis, they are seeing in front of them, Krishna is such a powerful person. He can kill demons with by one blow, and still they are worried about his safety. And what to speak of the gopis, the elderly gopis, Krishna, he loves or he likes the chastisement of the elderly gopis more than the Vedic hymns. All the gods and demigods and others, they are reciting so many Vedic hymns. But Krishna loves more the chastisement of the elderly gopis. And just forget about Krishna's friend or Krishna's mother. They are so much of worried about Krishna's safety. Even Krishna's nurse, Yashoda Mai's assistant, Krishna's nurse, her name is Ambika. And she is so much of in ecstasy. And every day, every moment, she is watching Krishna's beautiful leelas. But still, she wants to serve Krishna. She is always in anxiety about Krishna's safety. Therefore, she fasted. She performed severe austerities. And when the God became pleased with her, she asked one benediction. Please grant me a son who can protect Krishna. So nurse, Krishna's nurse, Ambika, she performed tapasya simply to get one son, powerful son. And his name was Vijaya. He was always with Krishna, all at the side of Krishna. Whenever there were demons in Vrindavan Dham, before Krishna comes to fight with him, he would challenge, okay, first fight with me. Of course, Krishna would kill all the demons, but that was the mood of Vijay. All the time he would challenge all the demons. So this is the glories of Vrindavan devotees. And what to speak of our young gopis of Vrindavan Dham? They are the sold out, they are completely sold out for Krishna's pleasure. They have no their existence, their whole existence is only for Krishna's pleasure. They have, Krishna is the only shelter of them. There is no shelter. And their object of love is only Krishna. Once Brahmaji, after the Indra was subdued, Indra's pride was subdued by Krishna. Indra and all the gods from heavenly planet, they came to Govardhan near Govindakund, and they were offering prayers. Brahmaji was offering arati. All the gods were fully, completely busy in serving and worshipping Krishna. And all his cowherd boyfriends, they were hiding behind the bushes and rocks of Govardhan Hill. And they were watching how the gods are worshipping Krishna. But they were waiting for Krishna so that they can go to the forest and play different games. So Krishna whispers in the ears of Brahmaji and says, my dear Brahmaji, please do it little fast because my friends are waiting for me. So just imagine the intimacy of Krishna and his cowherd boys in Vrindavan Dham. So all these Brajavasis, especially the gopis, their love is so high. Even Lakshmi, when she hears the glories of the loving reciprocation between gopis and Krishna, she faints. Vishwanath Thakur writes, Lakshmi Devi, simply by seeing the reciprocation between the gopis and Krishna, their loving reciprocation, she faints. She cannot understand what kind of love is this. And then Vishwanath Thakur writes, these gopis, their bodies are not made up of flesh, bones, like those material objects. No, material substance. Their bodies are the personification love for Krishna. If you bring love for Krishna in a person form, as a person, that is Gopi's bodies. Gopi's bodies are made up of personification of love for Krishna. And then Vishwanath Thakur writes, the gopis' lotus feet are so bright and illuminating. Millions of rays are emanating from the toenails of gopis. Millions of rays are emanating from the toenails of the gopis. And out of that millions of rays, one ray, just take one ray of the millions of rays, and 1 millionth of that ray defeats the millions of moon's effulgence. This is Vishwanath Thakur writes. The lotus toenails are so bright, there are millions of rays are coming out or emanating from the toenails, and you just take one ray of that millions, and then 1 millionth of that ray can defeat the effulgence of millions of moons. Therefore, Lakshmi faints. And then Acharya writes, when the gopis are moving, when they are walking, when they are running, there are movements in their feet, in the ankles. So the movements of their ankles are faster than the speed of a mind. Their movements is faster than the mind. These gopis, it's mentioned that they bring all auspiciousness simply because of the beauty of their knees. The gopis' lotus feet, they are like a poetry of Vedas. They are so brilliant. The lotus feet of Krishna, the gopis, they are so bright, they are so brilliant. Even the Vedas get drowned in it. So the lotus feet of gopis are like poetry. And the gracious hips of the gopis, they resemble or they look like a commentary on the difficult passages of the scriptures. Lotus feet are like a poetry, and the gracious hips are like a commentaries on a difficult passages of the scriptures. Just like two lost friends, they meet together after a long time. Then naturally both of them will start crying out of joy, out of happiness. So when the lost friends meet together after a long time, they start crying joyous tears. Similarly, Krishna's eyes, when they see the beautiful bellies of Krishna, gopis, they are like banyan leaves. Krishna's eyes start shedding tears of joy. Of course, there are a beautiful description. We cannot explain everything here. And then it is mentioned that out of these 6 seasons, the winter season nights are very long. Out of 6 seasons, winter season nights are very long. Similarly, gopis' arms are also long, like winter nights. And then Vishwanath Thakur writes, their necks resemble like a conch shell. Their faces are so beautiful. Just like, the joyous tears of Lakshmis are wiped by the fingers of Narayan. Similarly, the gopis' tears from their eyes are wiped out by the tender fingers of Krishna. Gopis' eyesight, beautiful eyes of gopis, they are the representatives of Krishna's mercy on a conditioned soul. Gopis' eyes, they are the representative of Krishna's mercy for the conditioned soul. The beauty of Gopis' nose surpasses the beauty of sesame flower. In one place, our Acharya writes, the Gopis' nose are so fragrant, it can enhance the fragrance of spring season. Generally, spring season brings the fragrances. But the gopis' fragrance of their nose enhances the fragrance of the spring season. And then, our Acharya writes, gopis' ears, they drink only the glories of holy name of Krishna. In their ears, nothing can enter except Krishna's glories. Only Krishna's holy name can enter in this ear. Nothing else. They are so pure, even if there are thousands of things are happening, but only Krishna's holy name can enter into the ears of the gopis. And then Acharya writes, the curly hair of the gopis, they put shame to the kingdom of Kubera, like a golden city. Kubera's golden city is very attractive. But the curly hair of the gopis, they are more attractive than the Kubera's golden city. So in this way, when the goddesses of heavenly planet, when they look at this gopis, naturally they faint. Who are all these personalities? They love Krishna so much. Therefore, there is no need to even give explanation of Sri Radha's divine body. Sri Radha, she is convinced and she is happy because she knows that her Sakhis and Manjaris, they love Krishna more than herself. They love more than Sri Radha. And she is happy with that. So all our acharyas give different explanation. So in this way, Vrindavan Dham is more glorious than Vaikunthas. One time, Prayagraj, Tirtharaj, Prayag, he invited all the holy places. They had a great meeting. So all of them, they put their attendance. Everyone came for a meeting. But Vrindavan Dham did not attend that meeting. So Prayagraj came to Krishna and complained a large complaint against Vrindavan Dham. He said, my dear Krishna, your Vrindavan Dham didn't come for a meeting. We had a great meeting once in a year, annual meeting. But your Vrindavan Dham didn't come. Then Krishna said, my dear Prayagraj, all these places, they are holy places, Tirthasthan. But Vrindavan is not a simply holy place. It is my sweet home. It is my house, it is my home. It's not just a holy place. In other places, Krishna is like an official. He's a very big officer. And dealings is like a very official dealings. Whatever your business, you talk to only business things related to business. But when Krishna is in Vrindavan, he's like, he is at home. Ease. You can speak anything and then have any kind of discussion with Krishna. So similarly, we also belong to that Vrindavan place. Krishna, Vrindavan is Krishna's home, is also same time is home for all the devotees, especially Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One time we were planning to go to Vrindavan Dham, and one devotee he said, Prabhuji, last year only we went to Vrindavan. Now again Vrindavan, we can go to some other places, South India, Badrinath and other places. Last year only we went to Vrindavan. He said, last year, what do you mean last year? Krishna Vrindavan Parityajam ek padam ekam na gacchati. Krishna never goes out of Vrindavan even one step. And you are saying we only visited last year. How can we go again to the same place? Krishna doesn't leave his one step out of Vrindavan Dham. And even if for Leela's sake, Krishna goes to Mathura. Actually, Jiva Goswami writes that Krishna never left Vrindavan and never went to Mathura and Dwarka. He was present in Vrindavan, but hiding behind the bushes. He was always present there. But even if for Leela's sake, if you accept that Krishna went to Mathura and Dwarka, but the devotees of Vrindavan, they never leave Vrindavan. Never. The gopis and the gopas, they didn't go to Mathura or Dwarka with Krishna, because that is the Gaudiya mood. Actually, in Vrindavan Dham, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami writes that Nanda Maharaj's palace is very huge. Practically all the Brajavasis can fit into his palace, in the palace. So when Krishna comes back in the evening from herding the cows, then Yashodamai and all the assistant of Yashodamai, maid servants, they make arrangement for Krishna's bath and dinner. While all the Brahmanas, those who recite the Vedic hymns for pleasure of Krishna, for protection of Krishna, they are waiting for Krishna. Around 6:30, 7 o'clock, they are in the waiting in the hall. They want to recite some slokas, Vedic hymns for the pleasure of Krishna. There are beautiful singers. They also want to sing for the pleasure of Krishna. And all the family members of Krishna, like Upananda, Nanda, Sunanda, Nandan, all these Krishna's family members, they are also in the hall waiting for Krishna. And all the Brahmanas, especially Bhaguru Rishi. Bhaguru Rishi, his only service is, he's so much affectionate for Krishna. Every day he recites mantra for protection of Krishna. And he gives blessing to Krishna before going to pasturing grounds. Parjanya Maharaj, who is grandfather of Krishna, he is so happy while getting this grandson Krishna. And he is so proud. He feels so proud that my grandson is Krishna. So therefore, when he walks on the road, Sanatana Goswami writes, when he walks on the road, he shouts, he roars like a thunderbolt, or he roars like a thunder clouds, million times more than the thunder clouds. And he roars, I am the grandfather of Krishna. So he's so happy to see that Krishna is his grandson. And every day he whispers or he speaks joking words in the ears of Krishna. That is his seva, his ecstasy for Krishna's service. So Parjanya Maharaj is also in the hall waiting for Krishna. And all the Brahmanas, Rishis, Purnamasi, everyone. And there is also a son of Upananda. His name is Subhadra. Now, Subhadra is a brother of Krishna. Subhadra is also sister of Krishna. Subhadra is a daughter of Devaki and Vasudeva. She was born later on, after Kamsa was killed. But Subhadra is Upananda's son. He also loves Krishna. And there is very unique personality in Vrindavan. Her name is Kundalata. She is Krishna's sister-in-law, Bhabi. She loves Krishna million times more than her own life. So all these Brajavasis and Brahmanas and everyone, they are present in the hall. They want to do some seva for Krishna's pleasure. And this particular day, Nanda Maharaj is thinking that, oh, my son is very tired today. He came from pasturing grounds, so he cannot come today. So he makes an announcement that today Krishna cannot come, so please forgive us. But then Krishna comes from behind and he taps on the father's back and he says, no, my dear father, these devotees are waiting since the morning. I have to come. So all these brahmanas are singing, reciting the verses, and singers are singing. This is happening in the hall, in Nanda Maharaj's palace. It goes on till 8 o'clock. But there are no gopis in Nanda Maharaj's palace. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes, where are these gopis? They are all sitting on a terrace of a huge palace in Nandagaon. It's called Moon Tower. That roof or a terrace is called Moon Tower. Everything is happening in Nanda Maharaj's palace, but all the Sakis and Gopis and Manjaris, they are sitting at the lotus feet of Sri Radha. So why we are mentioning this point? Where is the question of not leaving Vrindavan Dham? The Gaudiya Acharya's mood is, they are not even present in Krishna's Leela. They are always at the lotus feet of Sri Radha. They don't even know what's happening in Vrindavan elsewhere. They know only Sri Radha's lotus feet. So therefore, all our Gaudiya Acharyas, they recommend residing in Vrindavan Dham. But it is not practical for most of the devotees. Physically, we cannot reside in Vrindavan Dham. For 99.99% devotees or even common men, it is not possible to reside in Vrindavan Dham. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, just like a chaste lady, she loves her husband, but at the same time she has a paramour. She also loves another man. But she does her duties and responsibilities very meticulously. Everything on time, so that no one has any doubt. But she is constantly thinking about her paramour. Externally she is doing all her physical services, but internally her mind is at paramour. So similarly, now this analogy doesn't look so good, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this. So similarly, we may do our duties, responsibilities, family responsibilities, businesses and everything, but we have to keep our mind and heart in Vrindavan Dham. When Raghunath Das Goswami, he came to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to give up everything. Then Mahaprabhu Chaitanya, in the beginning he said, don't show Markat Vairagya, like a renunciation of a monkey. Go back to your house and serve Krishna. Always remember Krishna. So then finally, after mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, he joined the renounced order of life. So Mahaprabhu Chaitanya said, wherever you are, even if you are a grahastha sannyasi, whoever you are, whichever place you reside, you simply serve Krishna, chant his holy name. Therefore our Acharya says, my dear mind, my dear feet or my dear foot, please walk in the lands of Vrindavan. Although you are staying at your house, at your place, but in the mind you can always walk in Vrindavan Dham. Oh my dear eyes, always gaze at the beautiful form of Krishna. My dear ears, always listen to the Hari Katha. And my dear whole body, please roll in the dust of Vrindavan Dham. So in this way, we can always constantly remember Krishna. Ar kobe nitai chand karuna hoibe, संसार वासना मोर कबे तुच्छ हबे आर कबे नित्य चंदेर करुणा होइबे संसार वासना मोर कबे तुच्छ हबे विषय छाड़िया कबे शुद्ध हबे मन कबे हम हेरबो श्री Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu Chaitanya has given a beautiful formula. As long as we are contaminated with lust, greed, anger and all these anarthas, there is no need to go to Vrindavan Dham. Just continue your seva and chant the glories of Krishna constantly. And then he says, even if you are surrounded by material activities, even if you are surrounded by materialistic people, but don't discuss the material things, don't discuss the material object. Even though you are surrounded by the material activities, but don't discuss. Even if you see the material activities, but don't remember the material objects. And even if you are looking at the material activities, don't smaranam, don't remember the material activities. So in this way, just like a lotus flower, although grows in the mud, but it is not affected by the mud. Similarly, we can stay wherever we are, whichever city we belong to. But if you constantly remember Krishna, Rupa Raghunath Pade Hoibe Akuti Kabe Ham Bhuja Bose Jugal Piriti Rupa Raghunath Pade Rahumura Asha Prarthana Karo Ye Sada Narottama Das. Or Acharya has a beautiful point. We are so fortunate. And what is our fortune? Every day you wake up early in the morning with a healthy body. Please listen. Huh? Whenever, every day we wake up early in the morning with a healthy body, we are so fortunate that same day we can chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. So every day when we wake up with a healthy body, we can thank Krishna. We have given one more opportunity for me. Now today, my mind is fit, my body is healthy, my intelligence is now sharpened. At this day, today, I can chant Krishna's holy name 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. I can read Srimad Bhagavatam. I can associate with devotees. With this grateful heart and with the humility, heart becomes fertile land. Unless and until we develop that humility and gratefulness, our heart remains hard like a stone. But only with the humility and gratitude, that hard heart turns into a fertile land. And with that fertile land, the seed of Krishna Prem can grow. So this is the beautiful opportunity for all of us, the devotees, that Krishna has given us the association, Sangha of devotees. We also got the Mala, chanting Hare Krishna. Because we see that most of the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they did not even visit Vrindavan Dham. Or even if they visited Vrindavan Dham, they stayed only for 3 days. But again, they went back to their own places and started doing their service, whatever service Krishna has given to them. So similarly, the most of the devotees, they have this golden opportunity. We have the chanting beads, we have the association of devotees, and we can continue serving Krishna. Now we'll also discuss, we have some more time. We'll discuss the family members of Krishna. There's we discussed the Krishna's family members. Now Radha's family members are Rishabhanu Maharaj. He is the father of Radharani. And his age is mentioned. He is around 50 years old. Radharani's father, Krishna's Goswami, he is around 50 years old. And Sri Radha has an elder brother. His name is Sridama. His look exactly like similar to Sri Radha. Sridama is the elder brother. And younger sister is Ananga Manjari. So there are three brother sister. Sri Radha is middle. Elder brother is Sridama and younger sister is Ananga Manjari. And Sanatana Goswami writes that actually there are total 4. Sri Radha has 2 sisters. In other scriptures mentioned that Sri Radha has only one sister, Ananga Manjari. And there is one very special personality in Radharani's family. Her name is Mukhara Devi. Mukhara Devi, she is the grandmother of Sri Radha. And what is her personality? She is a soft Jatila. Jatila, she always puts obstacles in Krishna and Radharani's Leela. So similarly, Mukhara Devi also has the same role. She also tries, that is her seva. She also wants to serve Krishna and Radha by putting obstacles in their meeting. So, one day, early in the morning, Mukhara Devi, she came to visit Nanda Baba's Bhavan and she saw Krishna was wearing blue dress. And she immediately had a doubt. How is that Krishna wears yellow silken cloth and now he is wearing blue dress? There is something wrong in this. So then she went to Javat and she saw Sri Radha is putting on a yellow dress. Then she had a doubt. Then Vishaka Devi, she understood. Oh, this lady has a doubt. She immediately pulled her aside and she said, oh, old lady, you have lost your eyesight. Your vision has become very dull, dim. You cannot see because the sun is so bright. Actually, Sri Radha is putting on a blue dress. But because of the sunshine, you are saying it is yellow. Mukhara said, okay, because of that. That is her seva. She tries to put obstacles in Krishna's service. There is one special devotee, his name is Patri. Generally, Krishna in Vrindavan Dham, there are no dasyas or servants, but there are few devotees who are servants of Krishna, but they are also kind of friends of Krishna. So all these devotees who are servants, same time friends of Krishna, they are led by Patri. Patri is a name of leaders of all the servants. And then there are special devotees of Krishna. They are cows of Krishna. The cows are so beautiful in Vrindavan Dham. They are as white as Mother Saraswati. They are so white. And the chicks of the cows, they can compete with the snow-capped mountain. The mountain which is covered by snow looks very bright and white. The cows' chicks, they also look like the mountain, snow-capped mountain. When these small calves, when they are walking on the land, on the pasturing ground, they look like a little moons. Small moons are jumping on the land. They look like so bright like a moon jumping on the land of Vrindavan pasturing grounds. These cows mooing also is like a poetry of Vedas. And their hooves are decorated with sapphire jewels. Their horns are decorated with the gold and rubies. And their milk is more sweeter than nectar. And Krishna's bulls, their horns are so huge, they are competing with the tusk of the directional elephants. There are 10 directions and then 10 elephants. Their tusk is very big. The horns of the bulls are all very big, like directional elephant's tusk. These bulls, when they walk in the pasturing land of Vrindavan Dham, they walk like a liberated soul. No worry, no anxiety. Like a liberated soul, they are just walking fearlessly. And when they come back at the Goshalas of Nanda Maharaj, and in the night when they take rest like a ancient sage who is in a samadhi, complete samadhi. So all these bulls, they also rest in the Goshala like a complete samadhi. And these bulls, they have that skin folding hanging below their neck. They look like a great ascetic renunciate. They are wrapping a shawl, chadar around their back. So all these bulls, when they let out a loud bellows, it's like a proud man boasting of himself. When they let out the blows, it's like a proud man boasting of himself. And Krishna has a pet bull. His name is Padmagandha. I'll end the class within 2 minutes. So, Narottam Das Thakur writes, Kabe habe bolo sei din amar aparad guchi shudha name ruchi kripa bale habe hridaye sanchar. Kabe habe bolo sei din amar. Said, when that day will be mine, when I'll become completely free from all the offenses, my heart will be completely purified, become attracted and attached to the holy place of Vrindavan Dham. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.